Book 4, The Tale of Cybil Spear, our actual play D&D 5e main campaign. I'm Silver, I'll be your storyteller this evening, and with me are our players for tonight, Saga, Conrad, AJ, and Dustin. Ernie will unfortunately not be able to be with us. We'll have some explanation for Gilgamesh tonight. But for those of you tuning in for the first time, we'd like to encourage you to check out our other material on our YouTube channel. Also like to direct you to our Discord server and Instagram. Join our community, interact with us. Links to all can be found in the About section, I think somewhere below the screen. The Twitch channel, as well as YouTube. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds Virtual Tabletop of Choice, Sirenscape for amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music, Discord for our voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, the game we play. Dales of Winter is not sponsored by, nor are we an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. We'll be continuing our giveaway this week, looking to hit 120 followers. Upon reaching that point, giving away a lovely set of stickers. Same rules as before. To enter the giveaway, redeem 100 channel points, activate the enter giveaway option, and then join our Discord. Everyone eligible can enter once per stream and accumulate multiple entries until we reach the follower goal, at which point in time we'll choose one entry at random as a winner. And if you're chosen as a winner, we'll contact you on Discord, get your mailing address, and send you a nice piece of mail with pretty little stickers. Yeah, and if you're watching this on demand, you don't get to participate in that. So come watch live. Anyway, I will do some more of that later. Last piece of housekeeping before we get started. Looking for guest players, join our stream for 1 or 2 session arcs later in the book. If you're interested, visit the Discord server where you can find a link to the Google Form application. You can also find a link to that on our Instagram. This will probably go out to some other locations here in the coming weeks, but right now those are the 2 locations to get to it. We've had several entries in there, so if you're interested, act fairly fast because there's only so many spots we can fill. So, in any event, we hope to maybe make some new friends, meet some new people through this process, and maybe get to share a screen with you going forward. With all of that, I will turn it over to Conrad, who is in charge of this week's recap of session 9.
Oh, yeah. So, at the top of session 9, the party picked up back, still inside the tower key, in the heat of combat against these horrible winged gargoyle dog rat things. That we were fighting at the top of the tower. We quickly finished the fight, Gilgamesh banishing one of them, the party quickly dispatching the other, and then realizing we might have to kill the other one, preparing our spells, and absolutely sniping down the remaining monster as soon as it came back from banishment. As we did that, more of the tower collapsed in on itself, proving to be more and more unstable. A large hole forming at the top of the tower, and also collapsing in the stairwell going back down to lower floors. After a little bit of searching and not seeing what's going on, some of the party hears much larger wing beats outside. And so we decide to go back further down. The last monster had a key on it. And so we collected the key, and so then we went back downstairs to see if we could find the door out. There wasn't a door on the second floor, and so the party decided to take a little bit of a rest while others tried to put together one of these broken stained glass windows. When they did, they were able to get a partial picture of what looked like a purple dragon with the text, "The King of Dreams." Gilgamesh tried to, and some of the others tried to think if they knew anything about it, but all we could think of is Noctalis, the King of Dreams. More research might be necessary. Something made the tower shake even more, and we didn't seem to get any closer to getting out. So Atlan and Caradwin got on Caradwin's broom of flying and flew outside to see if we could find anything. Um, another winged beast broke in through the side of the tower and attacked. We really defeated it, and Caradwin and Atlan found out that if you go in one direction into the fog of the tower, you come out the other side, and so there's not much space outside to do anything. Pretty soon after we defeated the second round of winged things, this giant skeletal dragon burst in through the side of the tower. We needed to fight, very tense. I believe, was it Caradwin who got picked up in its jaws again?
Alfred.
Alfred got picked up in its jaws, nearly died. Thankfully, didn't. And after we defeated the bone dragon that breathed whispers into our brains, we found the last key, and a door appeared in the floor of the tower, and we were able to escape. I believe Tamerlane and Caradwin were the ones who remembered this time? Or is it also
Caradwin, Tamerlane, and Atlan.
Atlan? Alfred and Gilgamesh did not remember this tower.
I got a big fat 0.
Yeah. Alfred rolled a 0 on his wisdom save.
And also it's Datus who is the god of dreams, not Noctalis.
Oh, is it Datus? Oh.
Yes.
My bad.
That was
I think
actually-
it was brought up as being both Noctalis and Datus were brought up as being some commingling in there, but
Yeah.
yes, Datus heavily being the primary.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the correction.
Yeah, especially to those that view Datus as their main god of purview.
To those of us.
Couldn't be me.
Certainly not.
Quick shout out. You bet giraffe I can, which is great. Thanks for the follow.
I
Woo!
love it.
One more.
Okay. With that recap out of the way, will take us back into the Dreamer's End Tavern. No, I'm tempted to sing, but it's not a good song. So, a few of you, a little light of memory, as Gilgamesh and Alfred have no recollection of the previous key or the encounter it led to. You all find yourselves back in the tavern again. Laughter, warmth, and food, all as before. Especially the food and drink, as the smells and sights reach out to you with temptation. So we'll start off our session with our favorite thing to do, wisdom saves.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my favorite. You're so right.
Well, I haven't rolled above an 8 on the dice on any wisdom save I've done so far.
You're biding your time. There's more important rooms.
Yep.
All right. Caradwin, surprisingly, first time. And Tamerlane, both the smell, the sounds, the sights of the food and drink throughout the tavern are irresistible. Feel your hand just like naturally drifting to picking up some food, trying things, checking out the different things that you see. Specifically to the two of you, well, we'll pick on Caradwin because Tamerlane and I have picked on you before to do this. But Caradwin, what would you see that would be so appealing and enticing amongst the food and drink?
I feel like for Caradwin, it would have to just be like I feel like for her, it's always anything that could be found like through foraging. So it's just like roasted chestnuts or like venison or like something that would be found like while traveling through the woods, not while like in a city. Um, so I think for her specifically, it'd probably uh be like some roasted venison and some like wild greens.
Okay. I'll one up you and throw one extra in there. Okay. Now I'll take
Okay.
back the one up. I'll throw one extra one in there. I'm not gonna say it's a one up. I'm setting the bar too high. But you see also various bowls steeping with wild berries, but they are all just like perfectly reflect. There's some moisture on the
Mhm.
outside, perfectly reflecting the fire, lantern light and firelight in the room. A little bit of a dusting of some sort of sugary coating on some of
Mhm.
them, and just look better than any berry you could have possibly picked off a vine or tree. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
very, very enticing. The
Mhm.
other two, there's some really good food and some really good drink around here, but not overly compelled to try it one way or the other. You know what? Why don't we, just for the sake of keeping track of things, who, to the limited capacity that I'm going to need him, who wants to handle Gilgamesh?
I'll take him.
Or I
Oh,
can roll
unless
for it.
I'll I'll take him for now.
Whatever you prefer. I don't care one way or the other.
Saga wants him.
Yep,
Yeah, I'll
Saga,
take him.
Saga, go for it.
I'm
I'll
not
take
gonna
him.
fight her.
Fiend Gamer Gilgamesh.
I will say, you are rolling for Gilgamesh. You do not have to play Gilgamesh.
No one could play Gilgamesh.
No
Is,
one,
is
yeah.
rolling higher better or rolling lower better? Yeah,
Well, I mean, does he eat the food or not? That's the real question.
Here, I got him. I'm gonna pull him up.
All right.
There we
meant
go.
to
So yeah,
play
give
him.
the wisdom save to join the party in that.
Oh, nice.
Hey, good save. Good save. All right. As you find yourselves in the tavern, a few of you enticed to imbibe of the lovely treats available. The rest of you dealing with two of the rest of you dealing with some memory loss, and Atlan, the only one in full memory and not uh, being enticed to take on anything food or drink wise.
Yeah, Atlan's just gonna go ahead and stay close to Caradwyn, but other than that, I'll just kind of quietly observe from above.
You know, she's like grabbed this bowl of berries and she's just like eating them. It's like, girl, this is like really good.
Yeah.
Where did you get those berries?
She'll just look around. I think someone just handed them to me. And she's gonna keep eating. They're
Oh,
really good. You want some?
not at this moment.
Oh.
Although, why is everyone beat to shit?
Oh, do you, she'll kind of clear her throat and wipe her mouth with the back of her hand. Uh, I, we were just in a door.
I'll give you one guess.
Oh, that's great. Can someone please inform me what happened? I I guess I've lost my memory.
Well, she'll like, eat another berry. There was a tower and we're in there, and then these creatures, there's like a bunch of broken glass everywhere, then these creatures like climbed up into the tower we were in, so the rest of us did our best to book it upstairs and kept booking it upstairs until we reached the roof. And then these like big winged bat rat creatures
Bat rat?
with rat tails,
Rat bat?
rat bat creatures attacked us, and we were not doing great, so we went back inside. We kind of half collapsed this tower, which is fine because it was kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. Alan and I tried to fly outside to see if we could get more information. Atlan also put together one of the like stained glass windows that was broken, and there was a dragon on it that said King of Dreams. And then this other like corrupted dragon creature also popped into the tower, and we fought it. We got like 4 keys back. You also almost died.
Yeah, it feels like I nearly died.
Oh, it should. You did. You were like unconscious in its jaws.
Oh, I was in its jaws.
Atlan
Ow.
saved you.
Right, you were kind of like this, and then Atlan will go ahead and like show what Alfred looked like in its jaws, flying with his wings.
And Gilgamesh was pretty handy in the fight too.
At this point in time, you notice that Gilgamesh has kind of just wandered off. Who's my crazy passive perception, folks?
I have a 19.
24.
15 or above. 15 or above.
Yeah.
The 3 of you all noticing that Gilgamesh is off measuring new skulls, checking out different people within, adding to his collection of details on the size of the varied humanoid skulls of the Dreamer's End Tavern.
That's probably the best place for him, to be honest.
I think Briora. Notice that Gilgamesh is kind of not Gilgamesh. Oh no. That Tamerlane has kind of collapsed, kind of right as they've gotten in the door. One of his front legs is fully broken, and it seems like he's having trouble standing.
Atlan will bring up...
Lass, could I have one of those berries, please?
Oh yeah, and she'll hand over the bowl of berries, and at this point she has also somehow found a plate of like venison shish kebabs and is just like eating it. I feel like I haven't eaten in like days.
I feel like there isn't really a proper concept of time here. But I will say, if you're already partaken, why not? And Atlan will go ahead and fly over to Trey, just pick up a mug of ale and go ahead and fly it over to Tamerlane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He gratefully drinks almost the whole thing and goes,
Tastes
drinks the
better
rest of it.
than anything you've ever consumed.
Yeah, he was about to comment that he doesn't like ale, but it was actually, this is pretty good.
You feel a lot better now.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you. But I do need D6 rolls from each of you as well.
Come on, baby, show me that 5. No!
Nope.
So close.
Oh,
No!
Cared
Ah.
Cared
First time that she has to go through that roll, and she gets the negate. So, Tamerlane, you keep the same effects, because that's what you rolled last time. You'll have disadvantage on wisdom, advantage on intelligence. Caradwin, you had disadvantage on wisdom and advantage on wisdom, so we'll just say it's not there.
Yeah.
And Alfred, you... Well, but we'll see what you're doing. So,
I'll,
Atlan
I'll
and
fix
Alfred
that for
and
you.
Gilgamesh.
You preceded me a bit. Alfred, sitting down next to Caradwin, is looking down at the teeth marks that are gorged into him still, and looking around at everybody having the splendor of the tavern. Anybody that I guess everybody else would have a higher enough perception to hear, but you just hear a quiet fuck. And Alfred will not like overtly, but he'll like subtly reach into the bowl that Caradwin was eating the berries out of and just like pop a few.
Juiciest, most refreshing berries you've ever eaten.
Think back to some other berries that he had at another time that were maybe not as magically delicious, but a lot less magically tainted.
You know, Alfred. And Cridwin's gonna just like she's like sitting like crisscross on the like bench. You said last time you were here you had others with you, right?
Alfred will snap back to reality. Yeah, there were the rest of Cybil's Spear. Everyone that I started traveling with. Uh, why do you ask?
She'll shrug. I mean, I'm just I'm really confused on like the selection process. Like how who decides who ends up in the dream? And why did he bring you back a second time? If it is this like dreamer, and she'll kind of give her air quotes. And does that have anything to do with the dragon we saw? In the standing. I know you don't remember that, but I'm just how does if this dreamer is like well, how does he decide who comes through?
I mean, honestly, that's a mystery to me too. I don't know how our entire group got sort of shifted in the first place. And then as soon as I feel like I'm actually back in reality and we're going about our lives again, I'm back here. It's it's honestly so unfair. I just want to be rid of this place. It's just one hellscape after another. And I miss everybody that's important to me. The whole reason that I'm here was because I was homesick. I went home looking for my family, and now I'm back here.
Hammerling leans forward, feeling a lot better. I'm going to ask this again. Did you ever leave?
I thought we did.
You've been thinking a lot of things.
Most people think a lot of things.
I think therefore I am.
Are you?
At this point, I don't even know what's reality anymore.
Tamerlane, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
I don't know. I might. I know, as that he's gotten at least one person killed. Who's to say he didn't get the other people he was with killed? You just can't
No,
remember it.
Alfred just balks. maybe one door went horribly wrong, and everybody's dead.
You shouldn't be so
I-
hard on yourself. I mean, who's to say that they were even real to begin with? I mean, if we're privy to go ahead and forget things after going through the doors, then it would make sense that the opposite's true and things could be put inside of our heads. So you could have been lonely this whole time.
You
None
don't
of us
really
could be
seem to
real.
know.
So
You don't really seem to know that much about how this actually works. Very inconsistent about what's true and not.
DM
that could-
question: Do we have the psychiatry for being schizophrenic in this world?
No. Yeah, but we'll just leave it at no.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
You're saying I
No
meant
Just for
worries.
clarity, though, advantage on strength saves for Alfred.
At least it's useful.
I mean, Karen will kind of just like lean forward again and like rest her chin on her hands. I mean, it's anything could be possible, I suppose. I would like to believe that it's more the whoever is running this place is the one being contradictory. I mean, it seems like whatever this individual is, they kind of like tormenting us and anyone they can get their hands on. If the last few doors have been any indication.
What? Am I just the most fun punching bag for him?
Possibly. Don't worry, you
Right.
get used to it after a while till you run away.
Or just knocks back a few more berries.
Caradrin will reach over and pat his arm.
I actually have a question. I guess it doesn't really matter if you remember what happened in that tower or not. But if you're so unsure about yourself, why do you try to tell us that you know stuff with such confidence? You kept on saying that after we found a key, a door was going to open, and we went through finding 4 of them.
Well, friends, this is how life works. You grow up, you're born, and you go through the world and you interact with it, and things happen, and you record that in your memory, and then you relay that to others. Previously, what happened was that I would find a key, and then a door would open. I'm sorry that it didn't happen that way, but as far as my recollection goes, and I guess it's as shoddy as I am a leader, it's not that way.
I mean, it also could be that's the only doors you remember as well. All I'm saying is that this place is not clear cut. And I think that's kind of being a little, maybe a Captain Obvious here, but... How do you remember a lot? Or how do you know a lot of the stuff of your, like... And she'll like, put air quotes, the last time you were here.
Oh, the air quotes. How do I know? I mean, not only is it what I experienced, but those that I remember, those that traveled with me, my friends, my comrades, that, I mean, we talked about this a lot. Like, just like now we are here talking about things, we would talk about what our next move is.
Alfred, I need you to look me in the eye. You do not remember everything. You do not know everything that's going on. Those people might not still be alive.
Please don't tell me that.
You know, Tamerlane. That's also
No, Les, he needs to know. He needs to know that, hey, there's something missing there. He is missing something. And I don't want that missing piece to get us killed.
I'm trying to focus on the pieces that we do have. And maybe if he remembers some conversation from when he wasn't here, then that could help us at least know what to avoid.
We don't even know if he ever wasn't here.
Air quotes, Tamerlane.
What we were looking to miss, we already kind of ended up past. I mean, we're all in here now, so any preventative measures would have been much better outside of the eternal tavern that we find ourselves in now.
Fair. I'm just saying, if maybe whatever path Alfred took last time to escape, we avoid that path this time. Or we take it. I really don't actually know what we should do in that regard.
Is anything that I say actually worth its weight?
I think
It seems like everything that I've said has not come to pass.
That's not entirely true. I mean, I'm still waiting for somebody to go ahead and turn into a chair after eating too much of this food, since he said they become part of the tavern. That one's out on jury. But when it comes to your abilities inside of all but one room that you can seem to remember, you're capable. You're just not reliable in terms of your information.
Oh, thank you.
Some of it's true. We found keys. People forget stuff. But it's not all making sense.
I mean, I wish I could make sense of it. But just as Gerben is saying, the rules change. I mean, possibly these rules are intentionally changing because I'm here. We've talked about that.
And you still haven't given us a straight answer why you are special enough to change the rules.
I don't think that I changed the rules at all.
Do you think it was you and your Cybil spear?
Or maybe just the fact that I've done this before to intentionally trip me up. I mean, if you intentionally run a maze, would you not change the paths that lead to the exit if you want someone to run the same maze again?
Maybe it's like you've graduated to another level. You completed the first puzzle, so now you get a second, harder one.
Oh, goody.
Then why are we here? This is our first time.
Oh, I
Maybe
think
you're just
Collateral?
special.
probably
I would say collateral.
we're probably working under the pretense that the maze has to be run alone. Even though I don't remember Captain Wallace losing his way, I will go ahead and admit that in all the rest of the rooms that we've been in, it would probably do us well to go ahead and work as a group. So, the idea that you're running through a maze, it works if you're the only one, but you're not with your group anymore. You're with us now, or I guess we're with you.
I'm with you. So, different group, different maze?
Different group, same maze. You don't even remember how you got through it on your own the first time. Didn't you say it was the others of your group who went ahead and helped you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we always founded ourselves upon, was covering each other's weaknesses. We worked as a unit. DM, what was the exact last thing that Alfred does remember? Is it the maze?
Yeah, that would have been the last thing of the dream walk. Running through the maze, losing sight of your friends ahead of you, and being pulled into the hedge.
Yeah, we all leaned upon each other and made sure that we were all safe. There was I mean, one of the last things that I do remember was, I guess maybe this is why I use the analogy, was we were running through a maze, and there was a point in which we had gotten separated. It was one of the last things that I do remember.
So, did you enter the dream through the maze, or did you come in through the tavern, like the party you said? It's the last thing
I
you
would say,
remember of.
Hmm?
point of clarification, the last thing you remember walking into the tavern in Eagle Fall is technically a memory.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking specifically what's the last memory you had from the main campaign's travels, which would be getting lost in the maze. But as far as your mind is, you
It
then woke up
rationed.
from the dream and went about doing all these other things
Yeah,
with your
Mhm.
party.
we saw the
So you
oracle.
losing your party was a lot of, the piecemeal that happened on the way to Eagle Fall. Kiesel and Linus cutting out after the fight, and the couple that disappeared when you walked through, that they didn't come through with you. Apologies for
Yeah,
the
no,
mind
I've
fucker.
already. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, that whole conversation is then. Yeah, no, my last memory was walking into Eagle Fall.
What was happening before that? It's like, I mean, dreams are weird. Dreams don't follow rules. Did anything like strange happen even before that?
Before coming home, I was with my party in Six Bells. We had just gotten back uh, from overseas, and we had just stayed the basically one night, and then there was something bit odd with a couple uh, a couple of them decided to uh, they had some stuff to do uh, and couldn't join us on our way to Eagle Fall. So it was just a few of us, along with Wallace.
How
Everyone's gonna like shoot a look over to Atlan, like, what the fuck?
are you all like married to one another or something? Why you attached at the hip like that? You they had their own stuff to do, and that's weird to you?
Well, it was. I guess I'm covering over. They didn't see the reason for us to come this way. Um, Previously, after getting out of the tavern the first time, we had started following the dreamer as trying to pick up clues as to who he was and what his goals were. And after going through a few different things, we had reached a sort of uh, not dead end, but we had to look for new leads. And we were at an impasse as to where would be best for a new lead. And one of the possible leads was around my home, and so I pushed for it more because I was homesick. And some of the others didn't agree. So yeah, I'm just a guy that wanted to go home and didn't even care about what his entire group was doing, I guess.
I wanted to go home and bring his closest group of friends with him. But to meet the parents?
Well, actually, that's one of the last things I do remember was seeing my mom and dad, and I didn't get to see my siblings, but they were, well, at least one of them was just a day out. But yeah,
And you needed the emotional support of 4 or 5 other people to go see your parents?
I mean, that one I kind of understand.
kind of yes, kind of no. I mean, yes, in that way, but also I wanted them to meet the people that really meant a lot to me. I, my parents, I wanted them to meet these people that I trusted my life with. We had everything together, I guess. We were conjoined at the hip. Had a house, I had a dog. I had a
Kieran's
lot.
gonna slam her hands on the table and stand up. You had a dog?
So you were married.
Our namesake was Cybil Spear, and Cybil was our traveling mascot companion, I guess. We crash landed and somehow ended up with her along the way, in that shipwreck. And she's just been my partner alongside everything too.
In that
Kieran will turn to
shipwreck?
Shipwreck.
Oh, that yes. Well, the way that I guess hello, my name is Alfred Yates, and I'm going to give you my backstory. Um, we Cybil Spear all sort of met going along a ship. We all had gotten picked up along the coast, and we crash landed on a coast and were quickly met with so many dangers by which we had to band together and figure out how to cooperate in a way that our different backgrounds really necessitated. It was hard at first, and there was a lot of fighting, and a lot of fighting. But eventually, we came to be the the Cybil Spear group that I tell you about. We picked up this dog in that shipwreck, and we came together as a team. So I guess if you ever see that I'm a little weary of boats or the water, that's partially the reason. Uh, I've had quite a few scrapes with the water and not so fond experiences.
She's a cruel, unforgiving mistress.
That I do know. That I've been very made aware. But sorry, what was the original question? I think I just got lost on telling my partial life story.
I was trying to note something that weird that may have happened recently in your life. I mean, besides, she'll kind of motion around, ending up back here. That's pretty weird. You're pretty weird. I'm pretty weird.
Thank you.
I think
I
I'm
don't know
gonna.
if it was a compliment.
I think I'm going to have to go ahead and escalate a little bit. Before I said that your information was unreliable, but if you're out here thinking that being shipwrecked with a group of people isn't nearly as weird as folks not wanting to come along with you to go ahead and get the blessing of your parents for whatever group you have, I don't think that you have a good point of reference for what weird is. It's how adventures are, right? You run into all sorts of different things. Some of them you gloss over and the tiny details, but those are normally the ones that make the best songs.
Well, I guess I am not the best litmus test for what is normal in social conventions. But yeah, that's how our group was. If it was weird, it was weird. It was home. It is home. In so many ways, I guess I just always want to go home.
That seems genuine, at the least. But I think you're a very genuine person along the way, which is what makes all of this so much harder. If you were actually lying to us, I mean, I'm pretty sure many of us would be able to go ahead and suss out a lie. But you're nice, but you're naive.
Sure, I've been called that before. Yeah, I mean, I think that I try to generally get along with people. I get confused when things go wrong. My intelligence is in the things that I make, not in the words that I use sometimes. I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, no matter what has happened, no matter what I do remember, no matter if Cybil Spear is still around, you can rely on me. Like, I won't won't desert you. I'm here to stay, as long as like there's people to save. I don't want to let anybody suffer in here. Is that genuine enough for you? Or is this now not genuine?
Didn't you all say that Wallace got drowned at sea or something? And Atlan's just gonna turn over towards Tamerlane and Caradwin.
It's more accurate to say a giant monster grabbed him and then ate him. But it was a sea monster, so yes.
So did you like try to prevent that one, and you just were like a little bit too shy of being able to go ahead and reach him?
Basically. I was also almost dead at that point as well, so.
As I said, I will try. I'm not omnipotent. I'm not the gods.
I mean, I have a few things to say about that, but.
I mean, many times I don't feel like I am very powerful in any respect. I'm just a guy with a couple inventions. Meanwhile, the people that I travel around with, back with Cybil's spear, and even now, can conjure amazing, wonderful feats. And I have to work so hard just to mimic a fraction of their power.
Right. Now, let's not play the what if game, because if I had a schoolyard to pick from all of your group of Cybil's Spear, I might not choose you to go ahead and start off with, but you're the one that we have right now. So, I will say you sound better than a dog.
I can get behind that.
Questionable, but I'll go with it.
I appreciate the faith that you have in me.
I will say, though, even after all this conversation, you haven't exactly assuaged my fears in terms of you being leader of our group. Because I'm nearing the point where no information is better than the bad, unreliable information that we've been getting. If we've got the gist of the place, we use keys, we go through doors, we do stuff inside of them, and then we come back out. We just keep on going through a bunch of them. I think we could probably go ahead and manage with that. If you're telling us that we have to go out of our way for these keys in order for the doors to appear, but then they don't appear and people are craning their necks, somebody falls out of a giant sky-high tower, that blood would be on you. So maybe in that case, we share the leadership role? Unless somebody's really feeling like they want to go ahead and put on the captain's hat. Though Captain Wallace was actually swallowed by a giant sea monster, according to what Caradwin said. So maybe you don't want to be captain, specifically.
I'm not. I'm no captain.
I really don't. I mean, I don't know if I forgot if I had asked for the role and I had forgotten, but I don't remember asking to be our leader. I told you that I was sometimes chosen as the leader of Cybil Spear, but honestly I didn't feel like I fit into that role. So thank you for confirming that I do not fit into that role. We're just gonna go and pop back a couple more berries and look for something else to munch on in the meantime.
Is Alfred stepping away from the table to do this?
Yes, Alfred at this point will get up. and he'll look across the tavern counter to see what he can peruse.
Atlan will fly up to Tamerlane and Caradwen and say, okay, so Team Huddle, I'm having a little bit of difficulty here, because am I coming on too strong? I mean, he's talking about an adventuring group, and normally there's like one of those rough and tumble types, so I'm just trying to go ahead and fill that space for him, you know, be a little bit harsher with what I'm saying. But does he need somebody to just baby him around?
No. If you get babied, then when the first large wave hits, you're gonna fall off overboard.
I mean, I think he's just freaking out. Like, I mean, I think all of us are, but, you know, it seems to be that him and his adventuring friends have a bit of a strange, maybe codependent relationship. So it might just be that he's freaking out because he doesn't have them anymore.
I mean, it is rough not having a crew.
But also, would you take a ship crew to go and visit your family?
Oh, well, they're dead.
The crew or your family?
Well, definitely the family. I'm not sure about all the crew yet.
It's metaphorical. Oh my gosh. Let's just go ahead and like turn around, but then like turn away and then just 360 like spin all the way back around. She's like, okay, all right, we're gonna reset from that one.
I see where you're coming from, though. Yeah, yeah. I.
I just want to
You?
meet the dog.
I was only half telling the truth whenever I said that comment about Alfred being better than the dog. They're great conversationalists, and honestly, their sensory language is just top notch. I mean, if you want to know what something smells like just by looking at it, I mean, dog's gotcha. Bloodhound specifically.
I did turn into
I-
one for a while there. We did catch that guy who stole your money, though.
Yes, I much appreciated that one. It was fun wearing an ascot for a little while, but are we just gonna continue with the status quo as it's remaining? I mean, he's good at what he does, but what does he do exactly?
Well, so
I'm-
far he's... Oh.
No, go ahead.
So far, he's actually been quite good if we get in a fight. Those little tinkery things of his seem to honestly keep us going. We didn't think we would otherwise. I do agree, he's not unreliable, as far as getting in a bind. It's just I think that his memory's been tampered with more than he realizes.
I think he might be in denial. I think what he said has happened to him, and he's been here long enough. He doesn't remember that these people are gone.
The only reason I don't believe you is because I don't want to believe you. I don't want to think that could happen to us.
Prepare for the worst case scenario, and if it's better than that, you're pleasantly surprised.
She'll shrug. I don't got much to live for. My hope is my big thing.
How do you think you get out of here anyway? Is it like you go through the doors hoping that one just takes you out? Or do you have to like come back with a big key that you just kind of like stick into the wall and then like the double doors saloon style kind of open up with a bright light on the other side of it?
From what Hayes told us, it seems like it's just you keep trying doors until one of them leads outside, but like we said, that might not be the most reliable information.
I do have something. And maybe this is best to bring up with Alfred as well. Kerdwin kind of just like, her face kind of screws up in confusion. We find the keys in the rooms, through the doors. Right?
Aye.
We all came in with a key. Why did we get keys before we came here, before we were here?
Maybe that's how people
Perhaps.
are chosen. You find a key, and then, right, yeah.
Aye, that's what I was about to say. If he seeds them outside in the real world, and if you find one, that's what sucks you in.
Maybe. I think it's strange. I think it's very strange. How did you find your key, Tamerlane?
Well, it was... we were getting out of a bad situation. And there was a bit of a scrap. I was with a few members of the crew at the time, and we couldn't go back to the ship, so we were heading across land. And when we had to escape, we had to fight a few folks. And of course, we checked when we were done. We checked to see what sort of valuables might be on their person, and I found a key.
So, if we're going with that metaphor, then you weren't chosen, you stole it.
Aye. Perhaps the worst thing I've ever, or the worst consolation prize I've ever gotten.
And Gilgamesh stole his key as well.
I couldn't quite parse what he said, quite
He
frankly.
said he killed someone and he found it on them, so it's actually, you guys are quite one for one there.
He attacked a man for taking too long in the bathroom. We had to run for our lives. It's a little bit different.
We found mine, one night when we were about to go to sleep in a tavern, someone had left some stuff behind, and that was one of the items, and I thought it looked cool. So I guess I stole mine as well.
I suppose.
I wouldn't say that my key was necessarily given to me either. So this is some sort of punishment?
Caradwin is, even though she doesn't have like irises, she just is like these fully like blue star eyes. You could tell she's kind of just like staring off into the distance, trying to parse something out. Maybe.
Maybe what? And Alfred's gonna show back up with half of a cheesecake stuff in his face.
I was just commenting that I think it's weird that if the keys are supposed to be about getting through these doors, how did we all get one before we even got here?
That's a really good question. I mean, if they're only supposed to be here, then I guess there's some way that the dreamer puts them in the real world.
That's what I was saying. And then when you find one, you get pulled in. But wouldn't you know, not if you found one, to leave it behind? No better than to try and take it with you?
What do you mean? If you find a key in the world, I mean, most people might take it. Isn't that how everyone else ended up here?
Aye, but you're the one who's been here before.
Alfred.
DM, can you sorry, can you remind me 4 years ago approximately did we find a key prior to the Yes?
It was
You
it was in
remember?
Prior
the
to the
giant
cavern?
shark. Remember we were on the ship and we had the combat and there was giant
Yes.
sharks and we pulled one up and then cut it open and there was a key inside.
That was the
That being
first
said,
key.
give me a history check.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll say with a 9, it's not that you recall specifically that there was one on the outside, but at the same note, you don't specifically recall there wasn't. So it's possible there might have been one. What stories were recounted to you are a little bit murky.
When you were, or maybe thought, you were on the outside when you'd left, did you find any keys then? Before, like, the stuff that you'd claim was weird happened?
Well, I mean, we had run into Wallace, and Wallace had his key.
That's fair, I guess. Maybe it's just... She'll kind of just shake her head. It's probably nothing. I'm probably just being silly.
It's a good question.
At this point, what is silly?
That he points out over where Gilgamesh is measuring skulls.
At this point in time, Gilgamesh is no longer measuring skulls. Gilgamesh has curled up in a corner and appears to be taking a nap.
Right. One of the most unique individuals I've ever met. And I know you don't know my party, but that's actually saying something. But at least we know he's sentient.
Aware?
Probably.
Aware? Probably a better word, yeah. I guess everything here would be sentient in some way.
So are we just gonna go ahead and risk it and jump right back into one of these rooms, or is there a plan that we need to be looking into?
Is that towards me? Because I thought we were over this. I'm not the leader.
Oh, sorry. I'm
I-
scanning. And he's just like fully on a swivel. It was directed to everybody.
Well, what all keys do we have?
I've got 2. And he'll go ahead and hold up his 2 keys. Kind of the bow of the key, or the bow of the key, like in his hand. So he just has 2 sticking out like Wolverine claws.
It's a bow, and yeah, Caradon will pull out the star key and temple fire key that she has.
I think I still have 3. I think it's the tree with the face, the wilted crops. And what's the third one he has?
This
Is
is
it
the only
the...
two you have now because you had the.
Oh, it's
tower.
only 2 now? Oh, I had the tower's the third one. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I have
Yeah.
2.
I would say. Yeah, I have 2 as well. And he'll pull out the cloud and the swords.
Can we just maintain a level of cleanliness with these, though? I mean, Carrotwin. And he'll go ahead and point towards the star key, since it's still, like, covered, right? And, like, a residue.
Yep.
I've been trying to clean it.
Do you want me to take a look at it? I have a whole, like, set of tools that I use for maintaining my tools and things.
Yeah, sure, and she'll hand over.
Alfred will go ahead and take out, I guess. I'm sure he has like a little small brush or something like this that he uses to clean his trinkets and whatnot.
Okay.
I've got an all-purpose tool. I can make a cleaning kit if that was a
There
thing.
you go.
It comes with its own multi-purpose feather duster.
Give it your best effort with your all-purpose cleaning utensil. No matter what you do to it, whatever amount of pressure you apply to it, solvents, spit, berry juices, oils, vinegars, anything that you can get hands on in this place, nothing cuts through this sticky, semi-hardened resin that seems to be attached to it.
Like 10-15 minutes later, you see Alfred scrubbing this thing as hard as he can with a bottle of he somehow procured like pure ethanol from the bartender, even though it's not necessarily drinkable. And he's like scrubbing away, and then he finally gives up. He turns to Caradwin and hands her back the key. All right, it's dirty. I don't care. It's not coming clean. Whatever is on it is stuck.
What kind of stuff is that? If it's stuck.
I don't know. The black ichor that is opposite of the god's light.
That seems about dramatic.
So the slide and scale of capable is kind of moving in the other direction now.
Ugh.
Right, I guess I am incapable. I cannot clean.
That's not that important of a skill. Don't worry.
Well,
Can you
Atlan,
identify
you're
what it
welcome to
is
try.
other than hyperbole?
Is there anything could I make like an investigation? I don't think I have a spell for this.
You don't have identify?
At the moment, no. We've been doing a lot of beating the shit out of things, not a lot of looking at trinkets.
That's fair.
And even that, I'm like, damn, I need to redo my spell list so that I don't get my kicked in.
Give me an investigation roll.
Not intimidation.
Doesn't make any sense. Don't know what this is. Don't know what could have held up to all of your efforts to clean it.
Honestly, I work with a lot of materials, a lot of substances, a lot of goos and solvents and oils, and this is not something that I've ever come across. It doesn't dissolve in anything that I've used, whether water-based, oil-based, alcohol. It's there. It exists. I guess that's why hyperbole was my first announcement of its name, because honestly, it's kind of frustrating as somebody that prides himself on being a materials worker. I spend my entire life working with different things and shaping the world around me, and this is something that I literally cannot figure out. So, here's the key.
Well, maybe it's not for you to go ahead and figure out. I mean, imagine an inventor who prides his life on figuring out how things work, how they tick, and making up his own creations, and you can't fathom something? I mean, that's pretty funny. I believe it's irony in the purest sense of the word.
Yeah, I think I picked up on that.
Which tends me to believe that this guy is stepping on more territory than just dreams, but if he's trying to step into the domain of trickery, he really needs to go ahead and back off from what Datus is out there doing.
From what I may or may not remember, I don't think that he is the most fond of the gods and their purview. In any case, I think I'm going to try and take a short nap at least before we head into another room. I would like some moments where I don't hear the horrors of either my own incapabilities or whatever lies beyond the door.
I don't know. It's strange. I haven't felt the need to sleep in since we've gotten here.
Oh, I don't need to sleep. I just want a moment to rest my mind.
Sheridan looks down at the like empty bowl of that had the berries in it. Huh. I didn't really think about it, but I was so tired before the last order.
And now you're not?
Hey, no, I'm perfectly awake. Hey, Atlan, she'll kind of lean back and look up at him.
Yes?
How are you feeling?
Well, honestly, mentally, I'm feeling a little bit broken down from seeing Alfred's ragged body be flung around in the mouth of that dragon and not being able to go
Valid.
ahead and build out whatever was in that stained glass leaves an odd sense of longing that I think proceeds itself into more of an emotional state than anything. But physically, I'm doing fine.
She'll shrug. Okay.
I'll just yawn a little bit. But I can take a look at that key if you want me to.
She'll hand it over.
If you all are planning on lying around for a little bit of time, I'll probably be right up there. And he'll go ahead and point directly up at the rafters.
I might head up there as well.
All right.
Alfred's
Two
already
heading into
taken-
the rafters. Alfred's taking a little siesta. And
Yeah.
Tamerlane?
Tamerlane's not sleeping. He's not tired.
Fair.
Um, he's gonna work on making a few more of his fletches.
Okay.
He ran out of stock and needs some more of them.
All right. As everybody kind of separates off into their own little groups. Caradwin and Atlan, since you are both retreating to the rafters, is there anything between the two of you?
I think she'll go over to him and just kind of like sitting there is like, so wanted to you know a lot of things.
Well, you're coming in quite hot if you're complimenting me. So what exactly is it that I can provide?
What do you know about dragons?
Ooh. See, there's a few creatures that that go down a little bit legendary. I don't like to toss that word around a lot, but yeah, dragons are pretty legendary. So that means there's a lot of different songs sung about them, and it does start to go ahead and blur the lines as to what exactly a dragon is. Some people think that they saw a tiny dragon that watched over them, when in actuality it was the fact that their eyesight was going out and they were becoming blind in one of their eyes. Whereas other people think that there is a large dragon who's holding dominion over their town and helping to protect them, but ultimately it's just because nobody wants to go visit the hermit who goes and lives up in the mountain. I could try to tell you, parse through it, but with all of the different tales that people be telling, it's a little bit difficult to kind of figure out what's the truth and what's tale.
I mean, of all the stories you know, is there one of a dragon being associated with Datus?
I. He's gonna go ahead and start gyroscoping a little bit and try to think of any specific Datus dragons. Maybe more terrestrial ones rather than those that were made for the sky.
Say a religion check. I was going to say advantage, but you're good either way. So, it's a dirty 20. Typically, dragons and the gods aren't necessarily always tied. Some, using your particular angle you've been going with for where your knowledge is coming from, some legends, some tales tell of green dragons being more associated with Datus, but no particular ones. Like, there isn't any great tales of any green dragons that involve Datus in the story. To your recollection, at least.
So there's a few different definitions of green. So I don't necessarily know if it's like a green dragon, like a newborn dragon, like fresh to the world. I don't know if it's like green as in like green with envy, as in they're like extremely covetous, or if it's green as in just chromatically green. But that's what I got. No
And
specific names.
Silver, just so I don't get it wrong, the dragon in the stained glass was purple or had
Black and
purple
purple.
eye. Black and purple. And you said while you were there, like black and purple is more like Noctalis colors. Have you ever heard of a purple dragon?
At this point, Atlan's going to go ahead and he sat up on the rafters. He's going to go ahead and take out his immovable rod and just kind of click it behind his shoulder blades so they can just kind of lean back in it, almost like a chair. And he's going to go ahead and think about any purple dragons.
Give me a nature check.
I hate to ask you so much, but you genuinely do know a lot, and honestly, I trust you.
What are
Give me
these
another-
rolls?
You're insane.
you want disadvantage, you said?
No, just give me another one.
Okay.
And you genuinely know a lot. And
You're insane.
You make me think on this one.
He's being complimented. Atlan's like, okay, like I kind of have to overperform now.
you genuinely know a lot, and honestly, of everyone here, you're the one I trust. Like, I like Tamerlane, but I don't really trust him, and Alfred is a character.
Agreed. I trust you too, Caroline. I mean, if I ever forgot something in one of those rooms, I'd hope that you would go ahead and fill me in on it.
Oh, that reminds me. One of the things we did talk about in the one where Wallace died, it skipped my mind because I was kind of still in shock. But we did promise that if one of us forgot something and the other remembered, we would fill it in.
That's because I'm what people like to call consistent.
Damn, AJ.
You can also blame me for posing the questions.
Okay, with a collective 2 dice roll plus your modifier getting to a 40, I feel it would be too rude of me to say no. Gotta have something. I was originally going to say you had to nat 20 twice in a row to be able to know this, because this is very remote knowledge. However, there's one not particularly good tale. You've heard it, never really turned it into anything because it just, again, wasn't particularly good. There wasn't a whole lot of good framework to work with to try and turn into your own song, and it wasn't a song to begin with. It was just a pretty blah blurb of a story. But one story you picked up, dwarven tale of a purplish black dragon deep within the confines of the Undendunk. Nothing really exciting about it. Ultimately, it more talks about it being dead, dying, a find, unlike the typical metallic finds the dwarves were searching for in the area. But they found this black and purple dragon that appeared to be dying, and when next somebody went, it was no more. Aside from that, fairly confident within the recesses of your mind, that one's in some dusty corner, and there isn't anything else that's more present as to a dragon of that particular shade.
I mean, there is a super obscure tale about a dragon that was found in the Utendunk. That one was black and purple, but I think they kind of glossed over it because it was like some big journey that a bunch of folks were taking, and they were trying to go ahead and hunt down one of the metallic dragons. They ended up finding this one, so I just kind of glossed over it, I guess. The only weird thing is that it wasn't necessarily a skeleton. It was on its last legs.
Follow-up question. What's the Unterdunk?
Oh, yeah. So, that one, is like, under everything. It's so goofy, right? I mean, that goes in my list of words that I do not rhyme with. I just call it the Underdark because that's what it translates over to, and folks are normally pretty happy with that one. It's like this big underground area. Think of it like all of the cavern systems of a mountain turned upside down.
Cool.
I've never been. I mean, it sounds like it would be really hard to navigate. You'd probably need some sort of guide or
Yeah,
something.
you probably need some sort of guide. Maybe we'll meet one day.
That would be nice. I mean, we weren't too far off from it, being out in Wheatgrass, but yeah, I'm just not a big, dark and gloomy person. So, I mean, that one was, the people who lost their lives along the way, running out of supplies. It's just, it's very saddening. Like the upbeat ones.
That's fair. Well, I'll let you rest. I got some thinking to do. And she'll, like, stand up, balancing on one of the rafters.
Before you hop away, I just wanted to go ahead and bring up, I think that there's definitely some sort of prankster stuff going on, because I was looking at the key and it's like a tar star. I mean, the jokes kind of write themselves, right?
Yeah. Tar. Tar.
Tartar? You know what? And he's just gonna like gaze over to see if there's any tartar like on any of the tables. I could go for something fancy right now. Maybe that was some caviar.
I don't know what that is either, but you have fun.
As you separate, now everybody in their own little corners, resting. Is Atlan attempting to get a long rest?
Yeah. I think that he's going to kind of like look over the key a little bit, but he's ultimately just going to go ahead and kind of like hold it over his chest, mummy style, as he goes ahead and drops the immovable rod to recline ever so slightly before going ahead and pressing it again, so that his wings can actually sit between the immovable rod and the rafters, and he can have a nice place to go ahead and lay down without crushing his wings.
All right, so be a long rest, but pop those wound back on there. And as we already mentioned, Gilgamesh is over there taking a nice lizard nap.
AJ, did you have any spell slots left? Do you want to heal yourself before you take the long? Or did you heal yourself before the rest?
No.
No? Why not? Could have.
Rest is too close. He's too excited.
Oh, so are you holding on to the star key?
Yeah, if Karajoin leaves it with him.
Yeah. Let's see if I can move it over to you. I do not know how to do that, actually.
He's gonna.
So if you go drag the box next to the item in your inventory, drag it up to Atlan's picture.
I tried to do. Backed it over like 3 times.
Oh, never mind. That just goes and shares it. I think it has to be. Give me a moment. I'll get it done.
I was trying to help
The other way
you.
for you guys to do it between each other is actually you put it into the party
sheet
inventory, and then the other person takes it. Or you put it in there and then we set who has it and then click to send them through. But I'm going to drag it because it's just simpler. Everybody taking a little break, getting a little rest, enjoying their snacks, their treats, their drinks, their foods, their black sticky keys, whatever floats your boat tonight. As you all finish whatever you're doing, whatever varied states people are in, coming back together. Gilgamesh continues to sleep as the rest of you all rejoin, not joining back up with you. He's only been together with you for this one key, so it is unclear whether he has separated himself from the crazy individuals that have adopted him or not. As you all gather back together, what do you do?
I mean, we've all gotten
Yeah.
some rest. Is it? She'll kind of just like, make just a face. Is it time for another door?
It might be.
Is there another option?
Not if we don't want to become furniture.
I don't know where the furniture came from, but
Oh, when we first got here, you told us that if we ate the food, then we'd become part of the tavern. And then offhandedly, somebody had mentioned furniture, and you didn't say no.
I didn't think I had to.
Well, you wouldn't remember if somebody
mean-
did, right? So the possibility is always there.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I could have said no and not remembered. It was more like a metaphor. Like you become part of the group.
Like them, and she'll point to the people who have just been like eating and not really paying attention to whatever been going on around them.
Are these like NPCs like having conversations with themselves?
Not with themselves, but with each other.
Well, yes,
Some.
but I mean like, okay.
You actually see a child like throwing bits of food, berries, and stuff at Gilgamesh over on the floor, over in a corner.
Oh, just like actors.
Like actors, right? I guess we all have our parts to play, but we should probably be off to a room, and Atlan will go ahead and gesture to the doors. And as he does that, he wants to go ahead and look over the doors that are available to us.
So, 6 doors, as there have been each time you've been in the tavern. The tree with a face that you've seen multiple times before. The temple on fire, which is a fairly new arrival. The shushing or whisper key, that is also a newer one. The sheet music, again, another new one. The caravan kind of stuck in like a snowbank or a shrub. That one being one you've seen a couple times before, and then the withered crops that you've been seeing. I've seen several times since you first got into the tavern. You have, amongst the four of you, the keys to four of these six. The tree with a face, the temple on fire, the sheet music, and I believe the withered crops. And for memory purposes, the Whisper and the Snowbank Caravan are both in Gilgamesh's brew. Or at least they were last you knew. Who knows what that kid's doing over in the corner.
I mean, I'm curious about the tree with the face.
Hi.
Curious as well. I mean, sometimes they actually have something to do with what they show on the key, and sometimes they feel like they're something completely different, I guess.
Well, I mean, went to the tower key and there was a tower. We went to the fire key and there was a campfire. Seems to be pretty much
Went to the Screaming
par
Cat
for the
before
course.
and Wallace died.
Was he like screaming though? Like as it was happening? Was it like a wail?
He was
like a
he was
roar?
dead by the time he was being eaten. So
I don't think I heard any screaming.
There was definitely a Wilhelm scream in there somewhere.
Well, if the Tar Star is not available, then I suppose we should probably go with one of the others. And Atlan will go ahead and fly over to the rest of the group, since he's been a little bit off to the side, and hand the key back over to Caerdwyn. Thank you for letting me borrow it.
yeah, no worries.
Well, they seem interested in the tree with the face. It's as good as any, I guess.
Hi, seems to be all right. We've seen it enough times.
Let's go.
Alright, yeah,
All right.
well,
Boy,
meander over.
As you find your way to the door with the gnarled tree with a face in the center of it, placing the key in the lock, cracking the door open to a black abyss beyond, and one by one stepping through the four of you. As you step through the void, stepping into nothing, the first things that hit you are sounds. For some of you, more familiar sounds than for others, but most of you all quickly pick up, based off your backgrounds, on sound of crickets and insects humming in the night air, smell of moss, damp foliage, damp wood. A few other things that mix together to hit you just before your vision clears with the sense that you are within some sort of forest. As your vision picks up the sight of all these trees standing about you, large, gnarled, ancient trees, seem to be on a pretty set out path leading straight out in front of you to a clearing, not too far off in the distance, maybe 10, 20 feet. In this clearing, as you progress forward, there's a general sense of unease, something that feels wrong about the clearing. Not something that's open and obvious that you can pick up with your senses, just a general unease. Inside this clearing, as you step into it, the trees bend inward, like making a large canopy that you are almost stepping into a room. All around this clearing, as each of you step through, find yourself surrounded by these large, gnarled trees. Each one, the large, hollowed-out knot in the side, a vacant, empty space, no more than a foot to 2 feet wide in spaces amongst these 5 to 6 foot thick trunks of trees. But just this vacant emptiness, empty voids, much like the doors you've passed through for these keys, staring back at you with nothing. A few moments, almost complete silence. Not picking up the sound of anyone else's breathing, not picking up the sound of any movement. Other than that slow hum of the insects, gentle creaking of the trees, little rustle of the leaves blowing through. And maybe an occasional night bird calling off in the distance. It's almost as if you are all holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. What comes next? And it's almost like the forest you are within is also waiting for that moment. What comes next? Before a voice calls out from the darkness, emanating as if from every direction and no direction, all the same. Looking around, don't see any sign of the source of this voice, just the words. Passage through these woods is prohibited to all but who is deemed worthy. Remind me my passive perception 15s and above. Everybody but Alfred. Sorry, Alfred. As you are glancing around looking for the source, you do find something has changed. The three of you all catch sight of a face in one of the knotholes. A strange face, abnormal, humanoid, but not quite natural. A simple white face with closed eyes, and a peaceful grin. Not really a face, more a mask. The worthy shall be granted passage to the next destination. The unworthy shall remain here with me.
How do you tell who's worthy?
Oh, that is a great question. Very astute. Each of you must be judged through a sort of trial. I like to call them judgments. That'll set before you. Succeed, your party shall continue. Fail, remain here forever. Very simple.
Sorry, but who are you exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry. I will do most of the question asking here. And honestly, who I am is of little consequence. I am but the messenger. The bailiff, as you might say. Just here to keep order in the court.
Hi.
Shall we begin?
Is there another option?
Sure. Yeah, what other option do we have?
Oh, if you would like to just stay here with me. I do like new toys.
I don't like the sound of that.
All the while, this masked face, the expression never changes. The eyes remain closed, the mouth does not open. There's no change to it at all. Just this ghostly face looking out from the knot of one of these trees. Right. I'm going to ask you a question as DM. And this is going to be a little bit complicated, but hopefully we can pull this off. So, I'm going to ask you a question. I need you to raise your hand if your character would answer in the affirmative. Who among you has ever tried to heal another, even with very strong doubt that you could save them? Okay.
Alfred didn't raise his hand?
I think so, yes. I'm trying to remember.
Hesitance. Guilty. Kill him. Off with his head.
It doesn't have to be within sessions, obviously. It's your character.
Sure.
Have they ever done that? All right, Tamerlane, you're off the hook here to start with. But between the other
Interesting.
three, I need you each to roll me a d6. Well, race to the bottom here. Come on, Atlan. Play like you mean it, dear.
One.
1, 2, 3. All right. Atlan with a 3. You feel compelled to move a little bit closer. Like you are being summoned by this face.
Alan will flit it forward.
As Atlan moves away from you guys, no real knowledge of what he is doing or why he is moving in that direction. Not necessarily anything immediately for concern. However, I'm going to need the other three to Jeff him.
Oh. Damn.
But I'm hoping for some fun, watch some facial expressions here. So,
Putting me first? Unfair.
Make it good, AJ. Make it good. As you move forward, Atlan, world gets a little bit quiet, kind of like everything's just closing down. The dim light becoming a little bit dimmer as your focus is straight on this creature, on this face, on this being that has summoned you forward. And then the face is gone. The trees are gone. You find yourself in an empty void. Well, not exactly empty. Before you lies a body of a humanoid creature. Small. Appears wounded, injured, infirm in some way, shape, or form. Can't quite tell from this distance. There's a familiarity. Like this is someone you know, someone close to you, someone important to you, that draws your attention. This doesn't seem like foe, it seems like friend. Looking down at this being, what do you do? Their back is towards you, I will clarify.
Yeah, I think Atlan will, the slightest of hesitation, trepidatiously fly forward and say, Are you doing okay over there?
As you move closer, getting a better angle on, without putting yourself necessarily in harm's way, keeping that cautious nature that you described, see this being laying on the ground, and for the first time you notice wings that have a familiar outfit, bit dated, but familiar. And looking at the faces individual in a hope to find some semblance of recognition. You see wounded, broken, eyes pleading, reflection of yourself. Not today, sometime in the past. Never really liked that outfit. Yeah, played out. Got rid of that one a long time ago. But it still holds up residence in the closets of your mind. You're hit with a smell. Smell just strong, pungent, hitting you. Smell of rot. Smell of maybe a little bit of like spice or incense, but definite the smell of rot is heavy. The incense is almost takes a little bit of the edge off, giving a little bit more of a sense of conflicting smells. Half morgue, half temple sanctuary. As the voice returns. Will you heal what festers? Or will your trembling hands only deepen the wound? What would you like to do?
Atlan will kind of like look around at this void and go, well, that's kind of a paltry question, that. And he'll go ahead and fly forward, and he'll go ahead and cast Cure Wounds. So he'll touch the subject.
Okay. It's a very uncomfortable feeling to have your magic not work the way you expect it to. Magic doesn't take hold. But as you're examining your hands, your body, your arcane focus, your instrument, anything to try and look for a source of where's the wire broke, what's not connecting here. Notice that there's something more in this chamber. Before you are herbs, bandages, some crude tools, but medicinal tools of some sort. The body on the ground groans, writhes, clutching at itself, as if in pain, at least discomfort. As you notice that there is black in the veins of this being, slowly moving out from the center, out to the extremities, and it appears to be moving at some pace that quick action is needed if you wish to save this creature.
Yep. Atlan will go ahead and fly over to the tools. Go ahead and pick up everything, kind of pull out the roll of bandages, and then fly back over and just start going ahead and trying to cut off circulation so that the infection doesn't spread anymore. So
Okay.
is it isolated to like the top of the torso, or is it somewhere in the head area?
Any places that you can see exposed flesh, you're starting to see that this moving. So you see a little bit in the neck, a little bit in the wrists, heading down into the hands, a little bit coming down through the ankles, down towards the slippers on the feet. And give me a medicine check.
Jeez. Okay.
As you attempt to apply a little bit of medicine trade to attempting to make a tourniquet, cut off the flow as best you can, you focus your attention on one location, but in your mind you're thinking of, I need to do this in multiple locations, and like that, it's happening. You're here, you're there, you're at the next extremity. A little bit harder to work with the neck, but as you attempt to apply some medicine, acting almost instinctively, you draw on the herbs, you draw on everything at your disposal, and you watch as the corruption starts to recede, moving back. Strange. You mend yourself, though your soul festers far worse than this flesh. Still, judgment favors you. Your touch for this once. Your reflective being on the ground sighs in relief as the corruption fades, as the wounds close, before dissolving into white ash on the ground, leaving you alone as the forest returns back into view.
I think we're all back.
We're back.
Yep.
All right.
Yay!
As the three of you have been standing in this clearing, watching Atlan move forward in a matter of seconds, what's Atlan's reaction as the world comes back into view?
Alan is going
Any
to
physical reaction?
physical reaction. Alan, seeing the world come back, is going to go ahead and immediately turn 180 and just look at the group to see if all of them are still there.
Yeah. What's the look on your face?
Just a look of utter confusion before he goes ahead and gulps it down and says, "So I'm kind of inclined to go ahead and forget about this one."
I say.
Already?
You okay, Atlan?
Just a little surreal, I suppose. And he'll look back over his shoulder at this creepy tree face before going ahead and flying his way back over to the rest of the group.
As you look back over your shoulder, the creepy tree face isn't there. But as you move to your new location, see that it has reappeared in another knothole, a different tree. I need to ask, which of the players' characters has ever claimed to see what others missed, or to catch truths that blind the overlooked?
Can
you repeat that?
you repeat that?
Ever claimed to see something that somebody else missed, or to catch truths that others overlooked? Blindly overlooked.
I think based off of Caradwin's background, I think she would probably count for that one.
I'll be honest, I'm not strictly sure I understand what it means.
Do you feel like you're
Basically, have you ever
know-it-all
tried to
in
claim
some
that
sort
you
of-
saw something that other people didn't, or that you knew something or observed something that others didn't?
Like literally like saw something? Like,
Yeah, that nobody believed you.
oh, I see.
Or that you were so confident in your own
Oh yeah, this is Caradwin's
perceptive skills.
Oh, pride come before the fall. What you
Yeah.
mean?
This is
Yeah.
also basically Caradwin's backstory.
All right, as all four raising your hands, then let's roll d8s to figure out.
Oh boy. All right,
All
I
right.
guess I'm up.
As Atlan rejoins the group, Alfred, you feel the draw of the face of the mask in the tree. And the voice returns. No, the voice doesn't return yet. You feel drawn over to this knothole as the rest of you observe Alfred making some motions subtly in that direction, in the direction of the face, before you all Jeffin. Obviously, AJ with your lovely kind of Jeffining. For posterity, he is not Jeffin. So you all can hear. All right, Alfred. As you step closer, almost not confused. You feel compelled. You feel this compulsion to walk towards this tree, towards this mask. But don't know why. Don't know where you're going. You don't know what's happening. Atlan was moving towards it and then came back clearly upset and worked up. But you don't know why. It was only a second. And as you step closer, the trees fade from your vision. You're left in an empty void. But only for a moment. As the trees are replaced by large, ornate mirrors. As you stand in the middle of a circle of mirrors. Within the mirrors, you see the masked face appearing. For a little bit of whimsy, we'll think Shrek. Mirror, mirror on the wall from Shrek. But as these mirrors reflect each other in that perfect circle environment, it is like an infinite set of these masks extending off into the darkness, into the void. And the voice returns. You boast of sight, but can you tell what is real and what is only yourself deceiving you? that, the mask disappears. Instead, an infinite series of Alfreds extending off into the void. But they don't all move when you move. Their expressions are not all the expression you intend to be on your face. Imperfect reflections. Or maybe more perfect than they seem. There doesn't appear to be any exit from this area other than these reflections start to motion, slightly varying from one to the next as they all invite you to pass into the passage provided by their mirror. Not much different than a door from the tavern. A passage into the black void.
Can I look around to see if there's any alternate path?
If you would like to perceive, yes, you may roll a perception check.
Yeah.
As you attempt to discern any variation, any difference, any sign of one of these a passage through, they can't all be passages through. Which one of these is your exit? Voice returns. No, I'm sorry. Back that up. As you attempt to perceive this, you're drawn towards third one to the right. Something about the third one to the right that just catches your eye, makes you feel there's something about that one. It seems more you, less foreign, less differentiation in where your current demeanor is. Facial expression that's a little bit closer to what you expect it should be in a reflection. Do you accept its invitation?
With a 6, sure.
You don't know it's a 6.
Yes.
As you
I feel
step
like
towards,
I feel confident.
I like the confidence. You step towards this mirror, the third one to your right. Voice returns. Not the mask, just the voice. Eyes deceive your heart as well as the world. Consumed by their reflection, they will not return until one of you proves true sight. As you approach this mirror, a litany of red Fireheart hands reach out of the mirror, grabbing you, pulling you into this mirror. As the reflection closes over you and you vanish into darkness. Until I tell you otherwise, you are no longer part of this party for the moment. You can feel free to hear what goes on. You do not need to Jeffin when I tell them to Jeffin. That is up to you. I'm not going to tell them that that's what's going on. They're going to get a different description. But you can listen for the rest of the things until things change, and then I'll tell you that you can now Jeffin.
Okay.
However, though you can hear, you cannot contribute to anything that they attempt to do. You have no response. And why will be made clear very, very quickly. Ready? Think you got
Ready.
this down?
I think so.
Okay. As you all watch Alfred take a step forward, for a moment, he looks peering towards the masked face in the knothole of the far tree before the air thickens as Alfred's body, in mid motion, like walking towards this, starts to stiffen, skin paling into bark like texture, vines coiling around his limbs, rooting him to the stone floor beneath in the inky void. Expression freezing mid breath, eyes turning into polished knots of wood as the mist curls around him. He becomes a statue, part tree, part person. His final breath escaping like a sigh through the hollow branches. Where once there was 4, there is now 3. Question for the remaining 3. Which of you has ever crept where you do not belong or did not belong?
Yeah.
Okay, roll d6s.
Is there a way to like pick up? Wow, they both got 6s. Pick up Alfred and like take him with us, the statue.
Yeah, could try. Need your 2 6s need to go re-roll. Roll off. All right. Good. I like it going around to different people. As you are adjusting to the grotesque woodification of Alfred, Caradwin,
Mm-hmm.
you were drawn to another tree as the mask moves to a new location. Feeling compelled to move towards the tree, still feeding into caution that this is not something to approach fast. You start to move towards the tree, and I need the others to Jeff it. Other than Alfred, he's a wooden statue. It doesn't really matter. So,
Funny.
Yeah,
Caradwin,
it's my life now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as you step towards the masked face, the trees disappear into nothing, leaving you in an inky black void of nothing. Subtle mist, fog, curling around at your feet. But aside from that, nothing to perceive, nothing to see. And then your surroundings start to come into view. Beneath you, floor becoming the nice and ornate paving stones of the floor of a cathedral, temple, church, whatever you called it. Not a place of positive memories. As you find yourself in your father's church. The cathedral is vast, bigger than you remember. Then again, you haven't been there in so long. It's almost imposing to think of it. Silent, every movement on these stones echoing throughout. Every step you take resounding like a thunderclap, alerting anyone here to your presence. At the far end of this large church temple chamber, you see a great door, glowing, pale light. In your mind, you feel this is the promise of escape. This is where you're intended to go, to leave this place. And oh, how much you would love to leave this place. But again, the sound of each footfall seems to summon shadowy forms that rise to pursue you. As the voice returns, no mask, no tree, no knothole, just the voice. You crept in silence, thinking no eye could pierce the dark. Yet the heavens hear, even the dust disturbed by your step. Walk, prisoner, prove your silence, or be dragged into the open. Do you attempt to get to the far side of the room?
I think yes, but I feel like Herodwin is a shadow sorcerer. So she
Mhm.
does have. She doesn't fear the shadows like she should.
Okay.
And I think she almost wants to try to. I don't know if use them to her advantage or use the fact that she can remain one step ahead of them almost as her. I don't know if that makes sense.
How so? How would you
Of
mechanically
let
think
them.
of doing this?
I think what I'm trying to go is if the shadows are like summoning like around her, like creeping in on her, almost using that as like a cover. If that makes sense, almost
Okay.
like a cover of darkness, trying to stay right on the edge of them.
Okay. All right. I will, in the interest of that, give you advantage as you attempt a stealth check to cross this temple floor. Who needs advantage when you roll the same roll twice?
Yeah.
Go creeping into the shadows. There's a sense of dread in the back of your mind as these aren't your shadows. These are his shadows, which just eggs you to move faster, eggs you to stay away from them as much as possible. And as you slink into the shadows, slink into quiet and, lack of a better way to put it, stealth. You make your way across the room. And just before you place your hand on the door, you hear the voice return. Shadow among shadows, Even the heavens blink and you're gone. Do not mistake their blindness for pardon, but you have been judged worthy this time. You reach the glowing door, pull it open, passing through as the shadows collapse into smoke behind you, and you find yourself back in the grove. A few steps away from your friends. I need to wave lower, lower. I need to have a nice little sign, return sign, unjeffin sign. Got to get one of those. As the two of you and your wooden friend await at the sidelines, as Caradwin has taken a few steps away from you. And in a moment, as if nothing has happened, or no time has passed, Caradwin, what do you do as you find yourself back in the grove?
I think because she would still be facing the trees, right?
Yep.
She almost, I would say for a moment, seems to stumble forward as if she still has that momentum going before like catching herself and just like turning back around and on very light footsteps treading back towards the group as if she's still like sneaking. Very
As Caradwin starts to move back
pale.
towards you, this pale expression on her face, your attention shifts as the wooden statue shudders. Splinters peel away like petals falling from a blossom. Beneath the bark, flesh returns. First a flicker of light in the eyes, then color blooming through the grain. With a gasp like the first breath after drowning, the restored Alfred collapses to his knees. A fireheart once more, a statue no more. Air around him humming with the residue of judgment undone. As again, the three become four.
Oh, goodness. So, what was my experience being a tree?
That is a great question. As you come back, you're not the same as you were. The experience has subtly, but had an effect on you. Your mind focuses on your failure, creating a sense of anxiety and, to a degree, guilt over your inability to complete the task, if not for your own benefit, for the benefit of the three with you. Leaving behind faint but still palpable impressions of the emotion that you felt in that ordeal. What all those emotions are, I will leave up to you to psychoanalyze yourself and provide what you want to attack yourself with. There is no mechanical feature to it. But with that, I'm going to ask a question, but the question is, Tamerlane, do you respond to this question in the affirmative or not? Because it's your turn. So, has Tamerlane ever threatened violence to achieve what he wanted?
Yes. Yeah, he has.
Okay, well, good. We can keep unrolling down the list here. As Alfred gathers himself, starts to put himself back together, break off the rigidness and the aches of being stuck in that single pose. Tamerlane, feel yourself being drawn towards one of the other trees where the mask has moved to. And the other three can Jeffin. As you move towards this tree, the grove disappears into nothing, disappears into black, leaving you standing in the midst of a black void. The only thing you can see, even with your insanely high perception, is swirling fog at your hooves, moving through, not going to any particular location, no source that can be seen. Before images start to come into play, as you see one tree returns, but it looks different. Not the same large knot holes, not the same as the trees that once surrounded you. And in the middle of this tree trunk, it splits. And within the hollow of the tree that's created as this tree just like starts to split open, emerges a maw of sharp, jagged bank of bark-like teeth, as this creature has basically just opened up this big mouth, threatening to consume you. Looming forward, branches swaying like hungry jaws as this thing threatens towards you. You hear the voice return. No sign of the mask. Convince me you are predator, not prey. Show me the terror that even the forest fears.
Ooh, let me check what I have.
While you're looking at that, this beastly tree like lowers itself towards you, moving as if a tree could move, testing your presence, making it very clear that only boldness, intimidation, or primal fear can turn its hunger aside.
Um, um, Tamerlane will plant his hooves and stand up and meet this thing in the eye and say, um, "You know what a tree's afraid of? Lightning." And pull an arrow out of his quiver to shoot at the tree.
Okay. I will give you advantage on your intimidation check as you use lightning as your extra fear tactic here. So give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Oh, goody! I have a +0 to this.
Unfortunate draw of the skill that you've been set with.
It was. I was really hoping for that perception one.
It was an unfortunate draw of Alfred getting the perception one. Clutch. 18
Plus
is the
advantage.
DC. Clutch to the 18.
Oh boy.
As you give this display of arcane power, unleashing almost bravado Yeah, it's bravado. As the tree recoils, slamming shut, the mouth disappearing back into this large trunk of a tree with a thunderous crack. As the voice returns again. Even the roots recoil. Oh, I get chills. You are predator indeed. It should come as no surprise. Forest trembles before you. You have been judged worthy.
And we're back.
As the three of you, noticing Tamerlane taking a few strides forward, and a moment later, Tamerlane, you see the grove reappear around you. Your friends at your back. Friends might be a stretch at this point. Your companions at your back.
Yeah, Tamerlane kind of stomps one of his feet a couple of times. Right. Is that it? We've all done the little trial thing.
There's a sense of hope in that statement. A sense of hope with everybody that, right, we're all four, we've done 4 trials, completed this. I need to ask another question. Which of you has ever pressed forward blindly, hoping instinct would guide you to safety? Okay. Caradwin and Tamerlane, I need a roll-off between the two of you.
Are we rolling?
Oh, which? Yeah.
Whatever you want. You guys pick a dice.
D6?
Yeah, sure.
What we've been doing. It's like, you wanted it. I haven't won a single one of these roll-offs.
Caradwin, as you feel compelled to move towards the new location of the masked face. Nothing happens. For a moment, confusion takes hold before the voice returns. Each one through the breach. You have already passed my test. I need one of them.
Them, as in, I mean, 2 of
Oh,
them
I'm
already.
sorry. I should have explained the rules a little bit clearer, but it's a little more fun to watch you squirm. Each time you fail, the trial resets. You have 2 successes. You need 2 more. But those that have already passed cannot pass again. It would be silly. What do you think I am?
A tree.
It wasn't a question. Ask you guys all another question. Which of you has ever stolen something? Coin, food, secrets? Everybody. All right. What, are we playing Thick as Thieves? All right. Roll d8s.
Oh, god dang it.
The one time you roll high.
I know.
Wow.
He's a very steely
Atlan.
boy.
Your guys' roles don't matter at this point because you can't be summoned back in. I just needed to get that one
Yeah.
statement across. So, Atlan, you feel compelled to move forward to the new location of the mask. And as you do so, the other three, I need you to Jeff it. As the clearing of trees subsides, your vision adjusts as you see a very strange sight. It's a massive set of golden scales, merchant scales, appears before you. The plates hanging at each side, 5-6 feet in diameter. On one side rests a mountain of glittering coins, jewelry, treasures. On the other side, a single item. Faint gleam. It's a simple iron key. It sits in the center of the other scale. Between you and the scales, a spectral hand. I believe you have mage hand, correct? You see a very familiar spectral hand. Reaches out, holding out a single coin. The hand that takes, the hand that cheats. Tell me, thief, will you grasp after false wealth, or seek the single thing of true worth? All choices are seen, all hands are weighed. You have a coin before you. You may place the coin honestly, making a contribution to the scales, tipping them one way or the other, or may attempt a daring switch, changing the coin for the key. Hopefully, without being spied by the judge or his officers. Your fate, perhaps your companions, depends on the swiftness of your hand.
Coin for key. He's gonna swap them.
Okay? Just straight out slide a hand check.
Can I use my inspiration to go ahead and roll with advantage?
You may do so.
Okay, all right. Then yeah, I'll go ahead and do it up. 26.
I don't know if that's going to be enough. No.
I hope it is.
With the 26. Practiced precision. Hand moves like smoke. Slide the coin onto the scales as though playing into judgment, but in the same motion, lift the iron key, unseen, scales balancing, then dissolving into dust. The key remains solid in your hand, faintly glowing as the whispers hiss in your mind for only a moment before you take the key in your grasp. Maybe go. I thought I wrote a note in here as to what key you get, but I probably should do that. As the key you take into your hand has a wavering piece of fabric, flag with. Give me a history check. You get to make 2 checks. Look at that.
Okay. Who?
that 11 looks vaguely familiar. Not necessarily familiar exactly with what entity this flag is related. Maybe in another life. As you take the flag, take the flag key that has a scythe across the flag. And I will put that in your lovely inventory. If I can find it. Not your inventory, if I can find my key. Always
Of course, of course.
Key is key. Sorry, the title gives it away.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I will not look at the title to suspend disbelief for a moment.
Okay. I know Conrad's going to have to be dipping here soon. As you all watch Atlan flit a little bit closer to one of the trees. See if he sees. Atlan flits a little bit closer to the trees, and then as your vision returns at the grove, Atlan, what do you do?
Alan just goes ahead and nods, looks directly at Alfred, and goes, "So, we're just resetting it for everybody here, I suppose."
Resetting it?
Well, I think if we all have to go ahead and pass, high time you're up.
Oh, yeah. It's my time to go. Hopefully I do a little bit better than last time.
Alfred, have you ever hidden your true face? And when I say true face, I don't mean your face. I mean who you are, what you are about, from others, or even from yourself.
Yes.
As Alfred feels drawn towards, maybe uneasily, but drawn towards another knothole. The mask still unchanging, peering out towards him with closed eyes and a subtle expression. I need the rest of you to Jeffen again. And Conrad, if you need to go at any point in time, we're close, but understand if you got to take off. So,
Sure.
right, Alfred. As the grove fades away, the mist turns to, strangely enough, another mirror. As you are faced with a tall, perfect mirror in front of you. Its surface giving off subtle ripples, like liquid metal, mercury, molten silver. Your reflection looks back at you. This time just one. As it gives you a very obvious and knowing smirk. As the mask's voice returns. Truth lies not in the face you show, but in the one you deny. Tell me, Seeker, what do you truly see when you look upon yourself? As the mirror stares back at you, its reflection shifting into different moments from your life. different emotions, different feelings, points of pain, points of pleasure, points of nostalgia. It cannot be tricked by lies. Only clarity of insight will reveal the truth.
What was the question? Is it like what do you hide?
What do you see when you look at yourself? You have the first question of anybody has had where you can actively answer the question without doing the skill check if you so choose.
I see.
Or you can do both, too. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, Alfred will answer. I mean, it was just a little confusing. I was looking for the trick in it. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair.
I see Alfred A. Yates. I am a fire heart. I am a son. I am a brother. I'm an inventor. A friend and an owner of a dog. A homeowner.
All right. Give me
But
an insight roll with advantage.
it's a very like Alfred way to look at it.
It's a good answer. 21. Last. Your eyes seem to be open. See yourself as I see you. Much better than your sense of the things around you. You have proven yourself worthy. As the voice says these words, you notice the end of your statements while it's speaking to you that your reflection shifts to match you exactly. No lies, no masks, only truth. Before the glass of the mirror shatters into silver dust, spreading out across the void of a chamber, leaving you in silence. Before the grove around you returns, you return to your friends. Anybody jumping up and down, up and down?
I
Up
don't.
and down.
Somebody just DM it.
I got it.
There we
He
go.
got it. He got it.
Okay.
As you all notice Alfred take that step, a little bit at Atlan's urging that it's his turn. After a few moments, waiting, watching for that wood-like transformation to return, it does not. As Alfred, as the grove returns around you, what do you do?
Right? We passed the test, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Are we free to go?
The mask returns in one of the knotholes. You have been judged worthy and may leave. Good luck. With that, the mask disappears, and the tree that it disappears into, the hollow of it opens bigger and bigger until it is wide enough and tall enough to act as a door for the four of you to pass through it.
Alfred will step first through.
Can Caradwin like glance around and see if she sees a key in any of the other knot holes?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh.
No whispers. No signs of any iron keys about. Just a gaping maw of a door through this tree.
Go follow Alfred.
Yeah, Tamerlane goes through.
Atlin will have the what he has in his hand wrap 3 times on the door and then walk through it.
As the four of you pass through into the darkness of the void, heading back what you hope is the tavern. That seems as good a place as any to wrap this week's session.
Nice.
That has got to be about the best timing I've ever pulled off, by the way, too, with being told 10 o'clock and hitting 10:02. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one.
That was pretty
Yeah.
awesome. If I was so worried that Alfred was gonna fail and everyone would have to go again.
Yeah.
All right. For VOD viewers, that is where we'll wrap up this week. A little bit on the shorter end than we typically end up with, but we got through a key. That's the main intention. So, we will be back next week with some sort of stream. That's a little bit up in the air at the moment. We'll figure that out as to what we're doing next week, but we'll keep you posted on the schedule. So if you are watching out there on demand, come watch in person. It's a lot more fun. You can get involved. There were some roles that could have been re-rolled and helped out with.
Yep.
You can do the giveaway, win some stickers, eventually win some dice. We'll be doing that again sometime soon. And, check things out. One other little shout out I will put out there is I believe we did finish our voting and figured out that we are going to do our annual Halloween episode on the 1st of November. So tune in for that. We usually do some extra theatrics with that. So a lot of fun. Thanks to our viewers tonight on the stream. That could be you if you're watching on demand. But otherwise, goodbye, viewers.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.